Hello, one and all, and welcome to my nightmare. This is Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo for the Amiga 1200. You may remember, in my last attempt to get this fucking channel moving, I played the A500 version of Street Fighter 2. Well, here we are. Let me just, do that. Game speed 1. I'm not sure what the hell difference that makes. It doesn't seem to be any different. What do I know, though? You know what? This is a Euro computer. Let's stick to PAL. Be very fair. Anyway, this is one of the classic fighting games of the 90s. It's a little different, though. Now, I don't know if it's just my copy. I'm gonna look for another one and we can revisit this. But there's no music, apparently. Here we have Ryu and DJ. Now, this game supports the CD32 gamepad, which is it has the 6 buttons that you would expect from a controller of the time, which is a fair step up from the 1 button that the regular Amiga joystick had. However, I don't know if it's because of the odd layout of the CD32 joypad. I'll try to put a picture of it or something in the end of this video. Either in the end of this video or at the end of the video. But it's not the best layout for your buttons. It kind of looks like the grips are going up instead of down. And I guess because of that, the button layout in this game is a bit, shall we say, different. The weak attacks, for some reason, are mapped to shoulder. So, L button is the weak punch, and R button is the weak kick. The medium punch and kick are Y and X respectively. And then the strong punch and kick are B and A. And before you ask, I tried and could not find any means to change them. I mean, I'm sure I could. I can probably do that in Batocera itself by screwing around with the button representation, but somebody actually playing this on the CD32 or the Amiga 1200, if they had the fortune to have a CD32 gamepad, was stuck with, let's just say, a less than optimal experience. Now, I'm sure some people will disagree and say that I'm just being biased because, I grew up on the Super Nintendo. A lot of guys in my age group back home in America, well, back here in America, they might have grown up with a Genesis. But I find myself gravitating towards the B and A, and that makes it a bit different, a bit difficult, I should say, to really play this game the way it should be played. How do you fucking... Okay, you gotta press the B button. I say those letters just to give you a position, it's based on a Nintendo layout, but the actual Amiga CD32 gamepad had these colors on them. And well, there were shapes on the buttons too, but other than the shoulder buttons, I think you were supposed to go by the color. I think this one I think B is the red button. However, I'm sure you could probably tell the controls are the least of this game's problems. This game could have the best control scheme in the world. There could be Amiga arcade sticks. And this game would still suck, and I'm sure you can guess why. What the hell is with this frame rate? Now, I understand that the Amiga wasn't as strong as the 3DO, which hosted a damn fine version of Super Turbo. Hell, it was barely capable of even the low end of the Genesis, right? But surely something better could have come out. In fact, something better has come out. There's an Amiga version of Super Street Fighter 2. It was done by a different developer, and they sacrificed the graphical fidelity to give you a game that played actually pretty well. So, naturally, instead of giving those guys the chance to do Turbo, we got... What the fuck was that? That was the worst looking Super ever. Holy shit. But, oh yeah. For some reason, another company was hired to make this one. Even though there was already, a good Super Turbo before. I have no idea why, but here we are. I'm gonna play one more game of this friggin' turd, and then I'm gonna call it a video and start uploading, because holy crap, this frame rate's getting to me. I don't like to over dramatize things, so I'm not gonna say like, oh, it's making me sick. But it's incredibly hard to follow. It's like, how do I explain this? It's like somebody took one of those old Tiger LCD games and sped it the fuck up. Come on. Come on, you little bastard. There we go. You know those LCD games where, I guess there's also Game & Watch, but that's another good example, but the idea was that it was a whole bunch of still images that were being turned on and off to create the illusion of movement. Now, as a result of the primitive nature of that technology, these games were not very fast-paced affairs. This feels like somebody tried to make an extremely fast version of one of those. And it's about as comfortable to play as you would expect. Did you look at that? And yes, by the way, I forgot to show the options. I'm going to do that before I sign out. But continues are limited. Mind you, this is a home game. This is not the arcade. I've never been a fan of games like that. If somebody wants to, give it a shot, they should be able to. I mean, how else are you going to get better, right? I will say this, at least. The move motions are at least what they're supposed to be. The fireball is quarter circle forward. The Shoryuken is that Z motion. So it's not like the 500 version of Street Fighter 2 where there's just no idea what the hell's going on. I'm not gonna complain, but why am I getting the victory? That was clearly a double KO. Okay, whatever. Also, I've noticed there seems to be that sort of extreme pushback after every attack. More reminiscent of the original Street Fighter 2 than of Turbo, so there doesn't seem to be much in the way of room for combinations. What the hell is this garbage? This is some hot bullshit. The controls are there, but owing to the frame rate, it doesn't feel quite as responsive as it should. I doubt even the best fighting game players could get much out of this, because this is a mess. An absolute mess. And the lack of music. Again, I'm going to talk about the other one. I know I haven't done that one yet, but Super on the Amiga also has music. Not the best sounding music, mind you, but music nonetheless. This just feels awkward. Hell, everything about this seems awkward. And again, it could just be the copy that I've got here. And if it is, somebody let me know. But holy fucking shit. This. I'm mashing. Let me go, you fucking big bastard. There we go. Oh, and I haven't even talked about that fire effect. I mean, goddamn, even the original Street Fighter 2 on the 500 had the fire effect halfway decent. Oh, fuck you. Also, I just noticed something. All the fireballs have been red. You know how in the regular game, you know, on other platforms, you did a half circle forward to do a red fireball and a quarter for the blue fireball. I'm not sure, but I think you traded extra damage for a bit more cooldown. At least that's how I think it's supposed to work. But here, they ditched the blue fireball for Ryu entirely. It might be, Ken's is still blue, but I am not going to pick another character. This is... Because holy shit, man. I want to know who the hell thought this was acceptable. Because I know this wasn't published by US Gold. The first game was published by US Gold. I think this was published by GameTek, I want to say. I think that's what the company's called. And we have ourselves another shallow, unsatisfying victory. Like, holy crap, I cannot believe how bad this is. Get over... Fuck you, Zang. God, what the... I wouldn't inflict this on anybody. Because I'm not that kind of guy. I don't really wish suffering on people. But I'd love to see somebody try to pull that fucking move off. With an actual controller. Like, I have enough fucking trouble with Zangief when the game's running right. Could you imagine trying to play him when your fucking thing is 1 frame a goddamn second? And my suffering is over because I am not fucking doing this again. That is the worst time I have ever had with any game in this series. I'm not gonna say that. The A500 version of the original Street Fighter 2 was bad, so I gotta cut this one a little slack. At least you could do things. But holy crap, Eyesore doesn't even begin to cover it. Anyway, it's my look at Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo for the Amiga 1200 and Amiga CD32. Now I'm going to see if the CD32 version actually has music, and if it does, I'll come back and we can look at it. In the meantime, we both know what kind of game this is. A-S... It's ass, son. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a much better time than I did. Don't play this version of the game. There's lots of good ones out there. And nowadays, you can just go on main, Fightcade, that kind of thing, and play Street Fighter 2 there. But even if you're like me and you like seeing, different versions of games, don't do this to yourself. Love yourself more than I love myself. And on that, God bless you.